Welcome to our second annual Leading from the Inside Out Leadership Academy. This is a real special day for all of us here at Heritage.
You know, leadership, I think there are more words written about leadership in the last 10 years than any other topic in the world, maybe certainly in America. Because there is no one kind of leadership. I think, you know, that's sort of in Leadership 101, we learned that there is no single kind of leadership.
I want to share some remarks with you about the changing workplace and how that workplace creates challenges and opportunities for us in developing our cultural awareness. What cultural awareness is about, it's about seeing clearly. Cultural awareness is how clearly I perceive the world that I'm living in and everything that goes on in it. It's a result of the conditioning that you've had over your entire lifetime, and it's part of my genetic makeup. It's my total life experience. The thing about cultural awareness, though, is that, and about awareness per se, is that it's always changing. You try to think about people in terms of their cultural origins and what they bring from their life experience and compare it to your own. You can create and store positive affirmations about people in the workplace, no matter what their culture is. You can create those positive statements about what you would like for your relationship to be. And you can create positive skills and knowledge about people. Attitudes in an organization are infectious. Being more accepting of people, giving people the benefit of the doubt, learning about their culture, their religion, and so on, and developing a positive attitude is something that you can do as well.
So you're all natural learners. That's what it's about. And again, as a learner, it's your job to share and be teachers. Everybody's a teacher, whether they know it or not. And what this means for our kids every day is they don't want to come in and have their desk moved. The employee doesn't want to come in and find out that, guess what, they've been moved down the hall. They want to know what's happening. What is the routine for the day? Now, does that mean that things are always going to be the same and there won't be some surprises during the day? Of course not. But as John Medina will say, as you are giving out new learning, it needs to be in small chunks. And then repeated 30 minutes later and another 90 minutes later or whatever, to really get it, to have it really stay with you.
So if you've got 90% of the people following directions, it becomes easier to see the other 10% that don't.
I'd like to welcome you to our second day of our Leading from the Inside Out Summer Academy.
That I can't change people. I can't make people do things. I have to figure out a way to influence change and to change from the inside out. And you in your positions, whether you're social work or an educational leader or a staff person, you need to understand how it is that will influence change in the people that you're working with, and then make a decision to start thinking about, okay, what can I do differently to change the way other people think, to help them to go where I want them to go.
A highly performing employee is driven, they're passionate about what they do. If they enjoy what they do, they're highly engaged. To be a high-performing employee, they have to sort of be allowed to be a high-performing employee.
We really want people to be motivated and approach us about their career goals too.
I always dream of making a positive difference in somebody else's life, help relieve others. That if I could do at least with one person, then I will be happy. I will say, well, I did something. My stay in this world was at least justified. Feel accomplished when you work really hard for something and you get and obtain something, and you know that it was because of your hard work. That feeling of accomplishment is just unbelievable. I learned that there's no need to be a genius. I learned that there's no need to have a big last name with a lot of consonants together. There's no need to have white skin or blue eyes. You just have to work hard with high ethics. You never betray the trust that others put on you. And if you commit to do something, do it the best you can do it, and do it happily, because something good is going to come as a consequence.
So for some folks, perhaps one person, it will be a life-changing experience. You'll walk out of here and say, oh, now I know how to change the direction of my life. I don't expect that to happen with many people. It may not happen with anyone today, and that's okay. But if you don't expect the possibility that this could be a life-changing experience, it won't be. So very often, the way you want to direct your life depends on what you're really looking for and expecting. Wherever you find yourself, that's where your call to leadership is. That all of you will make a contribution, and you may never know of the lasting effects of that in people's lives and the difference that you will make in the lives of other people. So God bless you, and continue on your wonderful journey. Thank you.
So what kind of characteristics are leaders do they have? Proactive versus reactive. You ever seen proactive people? See a situation brewing, they watch something go on, they go take action, they gather people, rally support, or you want to play defense and become a reactive leader. Good leaders are proactive. They identify problems and issues in the organization and they address them. Very straightforward with an open dialogue. Flexible and adaptable. This is the hard part, is you have in your mind, how things are going to go, but you have to be flexible. And when you have this idea that it's got to be a certain way, the iron fist, my way or the highway, sometimes people don't respond well to that. So how can you adjust your method or work with somebody to bring out the best in them? As your dean said earlier, when someone feels they're valuable to the organization, they're going to perform for you. When you're rewarding them or complimenting them, they're going to do a better job. When you're helping them with their strengths and maybe taking things off their plate that they're not good at, they're going to succeed and soar and not struggle.
Because it's through the sharing and the experiences and the knowledge and the skills that we all bring that we go back to our organizations with renewed energy, renewed ideas, new commitments, new colleagues to help us in our continued conversations.
And I thought about our marketing plan and what we do as a company to market our business. I thought that's exactly what you do when you market yourself. They really, truly do go hand in hand. In order to market yourself, you're going to follow the same things. You're going to have to know your strengths and weaknesses. You're going to have to always look for opportunities. You're going to have to find out, why are you unique? What sets you apart from somebody else? And then use that to your advantage.
When there's social numbers, there are people growth, you have an economic growth, and then it creates change, because it creates problems and issues that have to be solved. And so then you have the creative forces working, and all creates opportunity, because whenever there's change, there's all kinds of points of economic opportunities that can be taken advantage of, and that's what they do. And generally, that's what causes us all to prosper and succeed in one way or the other.
Stephen Covey, one of my favorite authors, writes about, he wrote about an emotional bank account. And that's an emotional, state where two individuals have a common bank account, a common currency with one another, to which they add or subtract from the bank account. In the very same way that you might put a deposit into your bank, if you deposit to this emotional bank account by being trustworthy, by following through on what you say you're going to do, by being loving and supportive, that adds a positive balance to your bank account.
I'm going to leave you with some words from Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz as our final message to you today. Dorothy says, "They've had what they've been searching for all along. I don't know what's in you. You have to find that out for yourself. I do know one thing, you'll never find it in the safety of this room."
Do we not have the capacity? Are we not as smart? What's going on? And I am fully convinced that we do have the capacity. Obviously, we have the capacity. And I feel that our potential is not being used to the fullest. We can do more. We can do more.
The primary tool of your leadership is you, your personality, your conviction and beliefs about the potential of others. I'm a strong believer in what I call risk belief, that every leader has to risk the belief that people are capable and potentially able to do great things, extraordinary things. And if you communicate that belief that they are capable of doing extraordinary things, very often they will start to move in that direction. And certainly, I wouldn't have flown all the way out from Boston to Heritage University unless I expected that you could do great things and that I might add some tiny little piece to the greatness of who you are.